Hi, I'm Lee Tessier from Keller Williams American Premier Realty. Hope everybody's enjoying the summer and the nice warm weather after the winter, the winters that we always have. So I wanted to talk about what makes your offer more acceptable on the buyer side and something to look for on the listing side. This is just to educate buyers and sellers. So some of the things that buyers think of and sellers think of right away is price. There's a lot of other things in there. It's price, it's the terms of the contract, such as settlement dates. So make sure when you guys put a settlement date in, make sure you're not on the buyer side or seller side. Make sure you're not out of town that day. You have a doctor's appointment. Kids, have plans, something going on. Those are big things. So you got conditions such as, is it cash deal or is it financing? Is it VA, FHA, conventional? How much are they putting down? The pre-approval letter that should be there. Has the lender gone through the process? Quite lengthy, or have they only been over the phone? How far has that been? Such as, have they just taken everything by phone and not seeing any verification of income or assets or employment verification, any of those type of things that need to be done through the process? How far along are they? That's going to be crucial. Because let's say if there is a multiple offer situation, on the buyer side, you want to make it the most appealing to the seller, and the seller is going to filter through all of them. And if we had somebody that had maybe already been through all the conditions of the loan that they're going to ask for, and only contingent upon appraisal and title work, you're much farther along and you can settle much quicker, and that could be much more desirable to the seller, even though they may not need to settle that quick. The thing for the seller side, factor in, where are you going to? Are you moving out of state? You're staying locally? Are you upsizing or downsizing? Factor in, have a backup. God forbid something go wrong. You're 3/4 of the way through the process and, buyer backs out or buyer loses their job. Make sure that you have a contingency in your contract of what you're buying to cover you, that you would not have to purchase the home that you're in contract with as well. So think of those things. I'm going to put a list here below of things to look for. Besides a pre-approval letter, is there a home sale contingency? Do they have a home to sell, or is it under contract that needs to settle? What is it, or is there nothing? Because somebody that does not have a home to sell, that either is going to rent their current home or so forth, is more desirable than somebody who has to sell a home and is not under contract with a buyer yet. Settlement dates, like I said, just make sure that you're in town. You don't have anything else scheduled that same day. Make sure that the seller can be out by the time of walkthrough, usually by that morning, to make sure that the buyer can do their walkthrough, everything's in good condition and so forth, rather than having other encumbrances that would slow you down or make you not settle. We try to schedule settlements on Tuesdays and Thursdays. God forbid something gets delayed, you have Friday. Otherwise, you have movers scheduled. You set it up for Friday, especially at the end of the month. That causes big issues. Now you get delayed. You have to wait all the way till Monday. You just have stuff in moving trucks that just incurs much more additional expenses. The other big thing that we see is the inclusion exclusion. So what you're including in the house: refrigerator, washer, dryer, curtains, any of those things that would be hang-ups for what a buyer's asking for and what a seller is willing to leave. So make sure you've really checked them and make sure that you're willing to leave, or if that's something you're willing to accept as a buyer, not to have those items. Inspections are going to be crucial for both buyer side and seller side. On the seller side, if it's well or septic, there's generally repair amounts in there. FHA, there's a repair amount in there. Make sure that you are negotiating those things as well. There's typically radon, termite, well, septic, water quality tests. These are all things that are additional expenses on the buyer side. You could spend, as little as $500 to $700 for inspection, upwards of $2,000 by the time you're done on total inspection. So keep all these things in mind when you're writing an offer. Pitfalls for sellers and things to watch out for buyers, especially if you're competing offers. So if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to us at the office at 410-638-9555, or you can email us. My email, lee@leetessier.com. Have a great rest of the summer, and we'll see you soon.